Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another Smashtopia episode of Super Cast Brothers. Oh, buddy, it's time. It's time for this one. So, guys, hey, it's Zantok, otherwise known as Lister. Over there, we've got Jonno, otherwise known as John. Please
Happy
no.
New 2022, baby. It's the
Re-
time.
oh dear, restart to stay up to date. Your version of Windows 10 is nearing the end of Oh. Apparently, I do need to update later. Windows, latest. We got shit to do here. So, this episode is gonna be an interesting one. You can tell from the title who we're working on, but if you don't know who that is, you are
Oh,
in for a treat of sorts.
literally.
Um, so here's what happened. Here's why we're doing this character. So when we were making the schedule for season 3, we were like, "Oh man, look! There's gonna be a Smashtopia episode on Christmas week." It's like, "Oh shit, we should do something for Christmas." And so we went looking around for character ideas. And then like a couple months later or something, I realized, "Oh god, the schedule's actually off by a week. That episode's not the week of Christmas." And we debated if we wanted to still keep the Christmas episode. We were just like, yeah, fuck it, screw it. I looked through the next several years how the schedule would look like. We're never going to have one happening the week of Christmas, apparently. It's like, screw it, we'll do it now. So we were
Um,
like, okay, let's do something that's, wintry, holidays, Santa-y or something. And so we started looking for characters. And there were honestly no characters that both of us were kind of like, yeah, sure, let's do them. Most of them were just like, eh. I was like, okay, so there's that snowman character from Clay Fighters.
Elf Bowling Elf.
There's Elf Bowling Elf. I mean, we could have done fucking Jack Skellington, the
Bowler
Kingdom
Bowler.
Hearts version.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That would have
But
been interesting,
then,
but
yeah, there wasn't really anything that we were just like, oh man, this would be cool. And then we stumbled on this guy. Enter Ninjabread. Actually, yeah, no, for start, wow. I'm a little off, I guess, apparently. But enter Ninjabread Man. This is just how wild this is. This character. Ninjabread Man comes from a game called, well, Ninjabread Man. It's very much shovelware on the Wii. We have chosen a character from a game that is abhorred. It's considered one of if not the worst game on the Wii. And it exists because this company whose name I'm forgetting, but Jonno can say it right now.
Data Design Interactive.
There we go. They were like, "Hey guys, let's make a new Zool game, and then we can show it to the people that own Zool, and they can give us money to make it all." And they hated it. So what did this company do? They chopped up each of the levels they had planned for this new Zool game and made a different shovelware game out of them with the exact same gameplay. It's just, oh look, you have different characters for like Ninja Breadman, Anubis the Second, Rock and Roll Adventures, and there was like one or two others. As one might expect, none of these did well, and the company died. But we decided, you know what would be fun? Let's take this concept, and I'm using the word concept for a reason. This concept of a ninja bread man and make him into a Smash Brothers character. He's a gingerbread man and a ninja, and that's really all there is to it. We watched gameplay of the game. You could beat the game in like 30 minutes. There are 3 levels, including the tutorial, which, holy yikes.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you just fight cupcakes by swinging your sword or shooting out like a gumdrop or something, and then collecting rods to turn on a teleporter, and then that's the end of the
Oh
level.
yeah.
So you do that
Yep.
3 times, the whole game's done. And we
Amazing, which
decided,
is perfect.
let's make a troll episode for Christmas.
Merry belated Christmas
I
and a
told you
happy New Year
guys
to you.
good luck at the end of the last on topic if you wanted to try and figure out who it was. Let us know. Did you do it? Because I bet you didn't.
The only way they could have is if they thought Christmas, and I doubt it.
The only way
Yeah,
they
one of
could
those
have
big
is
visual
if we
things.
told them. Or if they knew that this was the thing and they were just like, you know what would be funny? A Ninjabread Man. Because that's pretty much what our thoughts were. It's like, sure,
Uh-huh.
screw it. Why the fuck not?
I remember when this game was on store shelves, and I remember seeing just
See,
dozens and
I
dozens
feel
and
like I
dozens of
vaguely
copies.
remember it. Because, like, I've known
Mhm.
the name Ninjabread Man for years. I just didn't know anything about it. Until
Right.
you were just like, I'm pretty sure, I think you were the one that found it and suggested us doing it. I was just like, holy
Mhm.
shit, actually, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Because most
Yeah.
of the times we do episodes, it's like, okay, characters have these things about them. Pick a moveset out of these things. And sometimes characters have very limited options. Sometimes they have too many options, arguably. Ninja Bread Man arguably has nothing other than the concept of being a gingerbread man and a ninja. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And
he
yet that
has his
has
swords and
nothing with the gingerbread element.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very odd game. And I feel like
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure we approach this character in different ways, which, that's always fun when we do that. Because
Yeah.
it creates a more interesting episode, I think.
I agree, of course.
But before we can actually get into Ninja Bread Man, we gotta do our Smashtopia showcase.
Yeah.
Where
I
we've
almost
each
forgot
picked
about that.
out
It's so
a
exciting.
character and something else that we have previously put on the Smashtopia wiki that was not a part of an episode, just stuff that we did on our own. And we'd like to have a little bit of a moment to just talk about those things. And I actually forgot to bring up the links to mine, so if you want to go ahead and start with your character.
Oh, what a twisted web we weave, Spider-Man. Yeah, sure.
Good
So my
movie.
character that I'm going to showcase today, I'm something of a scientist myself. So, or Martha is something of a prince himself, Prince of Altea, in fact.
Wait, Marth,
Um,
but he's already in Smash.
yeah, well, I put him up on the wiki anyway.
So you made a new version of Marth.
Essentially, I mean, almost everything about him's the same, but he does have a new extra skill.
Oh.
But, there's not a whole lot that I think you can do new to Marth without it seeming gratuitous, because the basis of the moveset is such a standard in Smash that it blossomed into like 80 other characters.
That's fair.
So I'm a fan of Marth's moveset. I've been playing it for 20 years. I said, let's keep the basis. And I was excited to use the extra skills because of a little thing called Fire Emblem Heroes. So Marth and all of his iterations and heroes have different skills that you can apply to them. I chose an offbeat one called Pivot,
Mm-hmm.
which is a sidestepping move. Whenever Marth uses the move, it'll allow him to kind of grab onto another character near him and swap spaces to avoid a projectile or another move. And it works on items and certain types of platforms, I guess, objects. So it's just an offering a leg up in a tight situation. Plus, it's called Pivot, so fans and friends will have that to enjoy too.
It's definitely it's a good kind of new ability because if you think they're going to be attacking you, I mean, you could just say like, well, why not just attack yourself instead of pivoting? But
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're about to hit. Maybe there's a bob bomb behind you, and you can make them hit that instead.
Yeah, it was fun, and I was excited to do that for Marth because it's such a low key move, and I feel like not every
Not
extra
every
skill or
extra
special
skill
move
needs
has
to be
to be.
something big and
Yeah,
grand.
exactly.
Sometimes they
This is
should be
very
small
minor.
things.
Precisely, it's a very minor move that can change the turn of a type battle.
Hmm.
Um, so it's cool, and I feel like it fits Marth because he's a fencer, and you don't really get a whole lot of fencing adjacent moves out of his character
Yeah.
in Smash. So having that is a nice note to that.
All right. Well, there was a little bit more to Marth that you changed up from the official Smash version, and that's in the alternate costumes. Like you had the standard 8 that we see in Smash Ultimate, but then you added
Sure.
in 2 extra ones, which we usually
Yeah.
do with Smash. So we usually have 10 ults, just like have a little bit more playroom compared to
Right.
Smash just having 8. But what do you have for 9 and 10?
Legendary Hero and Legacy Hero. Speaking of Fire Emblem Heroes, these are costumes from there. Legendary Hero outfit being him in a little bit more of a grander, almost like a kingly estate uniform with like cotton regalia or fur regalia. He doesn't have the fire emblem like he does in the artwork, though. And I point that out because I have Marth as a non-shield character, and I have Lucina, who I did way earlier in Smashtopia, holding the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to do that twice because it would defeat the purpose of decloning Lucina.
I mean, he could still carry the shield and do nothing with it.
Also,
Ganondorf has carried his sword and done nothing with it.
Yeah. True enough. Yeah. Legacy hero, Marth, but in like his young boy outfit because
it's pretty much his outfit, an updated version of his outfit from the original Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
Where he was wearing sandals in tiny ass shorts, and it's very weird to look at the art for. It's like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
Holy balls! And I say that because they are short shorts.
It's like they almost wanted to go like a Greek hero kind of thing with it, and it just looks off.
Well, older Fire Emblem games definitely not just the whole style of the art itself, but just the style of like how they design the characters and their outfits. It's so different. Old Fire Emblem versus new Fire Emblem. Like when they took they didn't really update them that much. I don't feel like in the Shadow Dragon remake. Maybe they did. I'm just not remembering correctly. But for Gaiden, when they updated it into Shadows of Valentia, that was a much better job with the costumes because holy shit, my god.
Yeah. They looked like clay fighters in the original Gaiden.
All right. Well, that's what you have for Marth. The character I want to show up today is a character it's not been in Smash before, and it never fucking will because this guy is from a Flash game, and it's Burrito Bison. I fucking love the Burrito Bison game. If you ever play one of the games where it's like you're essentially catapulting a character, and you see them bounce across the ground, you're trying to get them to be launched as far as possible. That's the kind of game Burrito Bison is from. But Burrito Bison has 3 games to his name. Where the first one basically he gets sucked into a candy land through a bag of gummy candy in a supermarket, and that they pretty much steal him to force him to go up against their wrestling champion, the Jawbreaker, and he kicks Jawbreaker's ass, and he's trying to get home, and he's just bouncing all these gummies around as he goes through, and then he comes, and then the second game he realizes, oh god, I left my wallet there, I can't buy the food I was gonna buy. So he jumps back in to get his wallet. And the third game is like, all right, we are sick of this fucker. So the gummies invade Burrito Bison's world. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But for Burrito Bison, this one was a challenge for me to kind of build because it's a launcher Flash game. What the fuck do you do to make this guy into a fighting character in Smash Brothers? Took a little bit. But for his standard special, I just have this being launch, where it's like you're literally taking the main mechanic of the game, instead of wrestling belts, bars, what do you call that? The things that they lean against. I don't do wrestling. I don't know what wrestling. I don't watch ropes. Yeah, ropes. That's the word I'm looking for. Jesus Christ! Like a set of ropes appear behind him, and once you are holding this move with the control stick, you can kind of like pull back on it to have him. Kind of push himself back against the ropes. You let go, he gets sent flying, and depending on where you had the control stick being held, that'll change what his flight path is. So he can just smack into characters, go into tackles with that. He can, if he lands on the top of them just right, you can do a footstool jump on him, and then which will cause damage. Then he can keep on going, just like the mechanics in his own game. It's kind of nuts, honestly. The fact just like putting that move in there, and you can even use it in the air, but you can only hold onto the special move button for 3 to 5 seconds, and then he automatically gets launched. So you can't just hang in the air indefinitely. That'd be broken as shit. You also can't use it to send him like flying backwards or straight down, but you can go mostly straight up if you want to do that. His side special and up special that I created for him actually come from. Okay, well, let me mention this. In Burrito Bison, the other main mechanic besides launching that, when you're in the air, and a lot of the other launching games have something similar to this, but he has an ability called Rocket Slam, which lets him immediately dive straight down with rockets that are attached to his, what do you call that? His underwear? I'm just gonna call it his underwear. I don't know what the fuck you
Yeah.
call that wrestlers wear, so I'm just gonna call it his underwear. Cause fuck it. Rockets appear and they just cause him to go straight downwards with a lot of force. But in the third Burrito Bison game, two friends join him through the game. Those being Pineapple Spank, who has a grapple that she can shoot out, and El Pollo, who can kind of fly like a chicken. His ability is called Fly the Chicken, and that is his side special. It's kind of awkward to envision and describe, but basically Burrito Bison will kind of Superman himself. He'll just like kind of dive and do a Superman of sorts, which lets him kind of do a motion like this to move, give a little bit of horizontal movement. It's not like the flying mechanic in Brawl, but you get kind of like how you used to try and sell me on Waluigi swimming through the air, kind of like that, but he's just Supermaning it, and it's only for a little bit.
Nice.
But then his up special is the Pineapple Grapple, so he pulls out the grappling gun from Pineapple Spank, and he just fires it up diagonally into the air. However, this grapple does have some slight homing to it, so it'll prioritize ledges and then other fighters if there's not a ledge near. Additionally, if you hold down the up special button, you can choose where to shoot the grapple instead of just diagonally up. So you can shoot it straight to the side or straight up. And when you do this, instead of pulling whatever you hit towards you, it pulls you towards them. It's the opposite of Scorpion's get over here. So I love it.
Nice.
And then his down special is the Rocket Slam. So I gave him all the abilities from all three of them. So he just basically will go straight downwards. And if he footstool jumps somebody while doing this, it will cause like a meteor smash towards them, but also send him flying back up. So there's that as well.
Very nice.
It's kind of like a day-to-day down special, but instead of dragging somebody down, hitting them will bounce you back up. His final smash, when you are flying through the air in the Burrito Bison games, if you go up above the clouds are cotton candy. You become yourself surrounded by cotton candy, and then when you smash down to the ground, it comes down at a greater impact, which this is called a sweet impact, because, cotton candy is sweet. So, for this final smash, a pair of the wrestling ropes will appear behind Burrito Bison, instead of flying in a straight line. If he hits somebody, cinematic, you see the character that he hit that's looking all confused, and they just like a bunch of little gummy bears running, looking terrified. And you just see Burrito Bison just like smashing. And all of a sudden he gets up in the air, surrounded by cotton candy, bounces down on the character in a sweet impact, knocking them out. And then for his extra skill, also in this game, there are special kinds of gummies that you can buy in the shop and encounter on the map when you're going through things. And they will cause different things to happen when you run into them. Most of them, they're all good at like helping you move forwards. Some have a priority on giving you just distance. Some give you more money. It kind of depends. But for his extra skill, I call this special gummies. By tapping the extra skill, Burrito Bison will pull out a little candy bag, and he'll just carry it out with him until you use a special move. If you press the extra skill button again, he'll just put the candy away. When you use a special move, when the gummy bag is out, the move will change into a special gummy move. You can only use each special gummy move once per stock. So for the standard special one, I have it's called Lieutenant Gel E-Boom, because that's what the special gummy is called in Burrito Bison 3, which has Burrito Bison appear inside of a barrel, kind of like a DK barrel, but much smaller. And it spins similar to the barrel cannon item, but you can alter the angle that you're going to be fired out of it, and then it will be fired out with force greater than what you get from a launch move. But the angling that you have on it is considerably lessened. It'll also explode, so causing some damage out wherever that would be, where it was at before you get launched out. For the side special, you have Rocket Rider, which is kind of like, you know those coin-operated bowl machines that you can ride on? It kind of looks like that, but as a rocket version of it, which, Burrito Bison rides on top of it, kind of like Villager's gyroid that he can do. And he can just travel on that, and then when it hits something, it'll explode. Chubby Gummy is the one for the up special, which comes from the original Burrito Bison game. I think Rocket Rider comes from Burrito Bison 2, actually. Chubby Gummy, he's on a fat pink gummy bear. And he grabs onto it from behind, bounce up, smashed down. Gummy goes everywhere. It's gross. The chubby gummy is dead. It's disgusting. But this one, it's basically the difference between it and Pineapple Snake. Obviously, Pineapple Snake is a grapple, but this one's more like a straight up and down, kind of like the Rocket Slam, but now we have to have it for an up special, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It can meteor smash. I'm trying to see what else some of my details were. When it reaches the height of its travels, it begins to plummet downwards. They do not go straight down, but they do fly like straight forwards in a small arc, slightly over. And the gummy that explodes doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of a fun aesthetic. Pepper Gummy is what we got here for the down special, though. And Pepper Gummy is essentially like Sonic Spin Dash or Jigglypuff's rollout. He ate a Pepper Gummy, and now he is on fire. And he's spinning really fast, trying to get rid of the fire. Why he thinks this will work, I don't fucking know. But it's what he does. But when you let go of it, he'll go flying forwards. But unlike Jigglypuff's rollout, you cannot switch directions of the roll. You can only cancel out of it after you've been rolling for 2.5 seconds. So be very careful with this. Actually, 2.5 seconds feels very long. I might have to change that because I don't know if there's any stage where you would be rolling for 2.5 seconds from one end to the other without hitting something.
Sure.
Might need to make a change to that one, actually. But then the last one is actually for his final smash. It's called Lucky Gummy. In Burrito Bison 2, there's something called the Lucky Gummy, which is pretty much the Nyan cat, or the Pop-Tart cat thing. There's a gummy he's a Pop-Tart gummy guy. He's holding onto this Pop-Tart or something. I don't remember the exact details. It's been a bit stuff. I played the game for research and scared, but it's been a while since I've actually done that. But this time with the final smash, it's the same thing, but while he's going on his way to go up to the clouds to hit that sweet impact, he instead makes contact with a Lucky Gummy, which turns Burrito Bison into the whole Nyan Cat thing where he's got like a Pop-Tart body and his head's just like, what the fuck? What am I doing? And he's got the whole rainbow trailing behind him. And then instead he'll, eventually crash down on the opponent. More damage, more knockback than the normal version. Right. But that's pretty much it. And then all of his alternate costumes are based on his other characters like El Pollo and Pineapple Spank, and then some of the different bosses that he can encounter in the wrestling arena that you essentially are bouncing off of to start each round. Jawbreaker, Chocolate Chuck, Brutus, Beaster Bunny, Bernards, Villaina Ice. I always have to figure out how I'm saying that one correctly. And then Juicy Beast is the name of the company, and they have like a little logo character. I was just like, we'll just make one where he has black clothes like the logo looks, because that's fun to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was a wild character to build. I had some difficulties.
Yeah, I love it too. You're like, and that's about it. And you're like, do you know what we just heard? Like, holy
chaos.
Cow. I like how you pulled it from this game that's similar to the kind of the dynasty that Angry Birds started.
Yeah. Actually, Angry Birds aren't really launcher games, but there's I guess there's kind of a similarity, like the initial moment of pulling something from a slingshot, but different gameplay.
Right, and just inherently more interesting. I mean, look at the Burrito Bison.
Yeah, and Burrito Bison, the third game, Burrito Bison Lucha Libre, you can play that on mobile. It's on both the Android and iOS store. So
nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm a fan of it. There's a lot to take in, so if you like what you hear, you can read it up on the wiki too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And you can also stare at Burrito Bison's hulking mass for as long as you need to.
Yes.
It looks like he has Super Meat Boy on his head.
That's his mask. He's a luchador.
He's a lucha libre. Yeah. Nice.
Like him and his friends are called lucha launchers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's innovative. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. No, I like it. I was shocked to hear that this was happening because I also had no idea what the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came around, and it's like, shucky ducky now. Would you look at that?
Yep.
What a bison, what a burrito. Mash them together, you get this guy.
You do. But what do you have for your second showcase?
It's a stage.
Oh.
And I figure if you're going to show you Marth, I may as well show you his home stage, right? So we don't always make our home stage right away on the Smashtopia wiki for the characters, but this one was inspired.
Sometimes we make the home
I
stages
sat
first.
down. hmm Yeah, that's true too. I sat down. I thought, what would be a good stage for Marth? Went down the rabbit hole. Remember, they're going to do like this overarching Arcania thing for Melee that was scrapped early on. And that turned into Altean Exile for me, which was almost certainly not what Sakurai had in mind 20 years ago
Probably
for
not.
Melee. But I think it might very well be cooler.
I'm guessing he probably has something in line of what Castle Siege ended up being. I bet it was going to be something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe that, but without like the transforming sections, maybe the first area or something. Uh,
The first
yeah,
two, maybe.
yeah. Um, yeah. So Altean Exile. Marth is an exiled prince. That's a tag that is commonly attached to him. I think in games like Fire Emblem Heroes or Awakening, the Exiled Prince or whatever, or the Hero King, of course. Um, so a little bit of backstory, not really a whole spoiler because it happens in the first 1 minutes of the game. Morth's dad is murdered,
No,
gassed
midnight.
by. Me too. By you multiple times actually on this podcast.
I mean, gotta do gotta
And
do.
Marth is forced into exile. Um, so by the countries of Dolor and Gra, and they take haste. Marth escapes his castle, and they chase him. So this is what it's based off of. Marth's leave from Altea to their allies Talus. So essentially, the stage is on a big old wooden ship, pretty typical uh, Renaissance era wooden ship um, that you really just get a side view of in Shadow Dragon on the DS. So there's a lot of liberal moments you had to pull from to design the ship. So I made a stern in the bow, a couple of crow's nests that you can hop up on. It's a fairly long stage. You can fight on the mast, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the and I note it's a fairly large boat. It's roughly twice the size of pirate ship. And so the
Jesus.
unique thing here, mhm. So the unique thing here is that you're fighting on the scope of the ship, and you just have these little pockets of water that you could fall on and almost be instantly KO'd by the ship on.
Mm-hmm.
But the focus is on the ship because it's
Right.
so big, it would be obnoxious to have
Unlike pirate
full
ship,
underwater.
you're not gonna. It's like 2/3 of the stage for pirate ship are the ship, but then there's that water off to the side, and sometimes the boat
hmm
can move a little bit, and then like a little bit of piece of something else will
hmm
appear on the left. But this is just like just the ship itself that you're fighting on, and you don't even see the
Right.
full ship. Not really, I don't think.
No, unless you have one character on one side of the stage and one character on the other, then you get the full view.
Right.
Um, but the thing is, this fight is ongoing too between Gross forces and Altea's. So you have Marth's party that he has at the time, which mercifully doesn't include Jagan, and they're on the ship, and it's dark and stormy and just a harrowing time for all. And occasionally, some of Gross forces will actually fly onto the ship, and that would be Wyvern riders because they fly.
Right.
A soldier can't fly over there on foot. So they'll come on stage. Sometimes you'll see Marth's retainers fighting them in the background, but sometimes they'll actually come onto the stage, and you, as the players, can fight with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have their lances or their axes, and they will come down and swoop on you. Um, Meet them with a few smash attacks. Basically, they're done. There's also ballistae, so there's ballista bolts being shot into the stage occasionally. You can see like this warm light on the stage where they're about to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can evade them if you're paying enough attention, but they can deal a good amount of damage, just like a 10-foot arrow. So
I
of
mean,
course,
that's pretty difficult. Yeah.
yeah. So it's that moment that is just a text bubble and one picture in Shadow Dragon saying Marth left from Altea to Talus, in exile, and is turned into a stage.
All right.
Pretty damn cool one.
I
I think
mean,
so.
that's definitely a lot of
There you
creativity.
go.
That's some Sakurai level shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They try.
I could see that working on the stage pretty well. It's not
I
what you would
think so
expect
too.
out of Fire Emblem at all.
Mm-hmm. And for Fire Emblem, that's a godsend because we need some love and innovation in that series
Yeah,
in Smash.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Honestly, I feel
those are my two.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
Fire Emblem's big problem is that they're just doing too much of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But also, when it comes to like stages from other games, what do people think of when they think of a stage for Sacred Stones? They think of a tower. What do they think of when they think of a stage from Radiant Dawn? They think of a tower. So towers
Mm-hmm.
and castles it's pretty much what everybody always comes up with. There's some other things like people suggest for Awakening. Oh, a fight on the back of Grima. It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that can happen.
Oh
Garrick
yeah.
Mach Monastery was a good choice for 3 houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Execution, I know. Yeah.
yeah. Really, the execution is mostly just screwed up because the character models are just ripped directly from 3 houses, and they don't look good in Smash. Is style. They
No. No.
don't.
That's a
Ooh.
common teaching on lighting systems between games right there.
Yeah, but I kind of subscribe to the theory that the Byleth DLC was rushed. So,
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
but that's what we got for our showcase. So with
Mm-hmm.
that, it's time to actually get into talking about the man of the hour, Ninjabread Man.
Oh yeah. Well, that is me. So.
Well, oh wait, no, it's not. I forgot about my second showcase.
I was wondering about
Ha!
that.
So my second showcase is actually very simple. I don't when I talk about a character, I like to do either not two characters because holy shit, it's a lot, especially with me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But mine is an assist trophy called Big Yeetus. It comes from Fall Guys, which what? Yeah, it's just a hammer. It's a hammer that just constantly spins. That is all it does. When it first appears out of the assist trophy, it won't be like right where the assist trophy was opened. It'll show itself. Then it'll disappear and it'll reappear somewhere else. It will just spin there for 15 seconds. It's just to keep on spinning, and it is a hazard to anyone and anything that happens to make contact with it. Your exact flight path will be determined by where the hammer hits you and where the hammer was kind of at in its motion when you made contact with it. It's like if it could hit you right down towards the straight, it could hit you straight up. It really just depends on how everything was angled together. But it just
Mm-hmm.
stays there for 15 seconds, just spinning completely, and then once those 15 seconds are over, it disappears in a flash of smoke, and he's gone. That's it. Big Utis was added into Fall Guys halfway through season one to kind of mix up the stages a bit because in the very beginning of Fall Guys, the stages were just like there was no differences between them. Every time you played on a Seesaw, it would be the exact same Seesaw. Every time you played on Fall Mountain, it would be the exact same Fall Mountain. But
Mm-hmm.
starting halfway through season one, they added in Big E to kind of mix things up, and they also started having variants of maps that would just like change
Right.
things up just slightly, and
Mm-hmm.
which I think was a very good idea. It needed it. Fall Guys, I think they're in
Yeah.
like their season 5 right now or something. So they've been doing pretty good. I honestly thought that they were going to exhaust themselves out, and maybe they still will, but they've made it farther than I thought they would.
Agreed. Agreed. You don't hear about them a lot in the mainstream compared to like
Yeah,
Among Us, but they're still there.
even then, Among Us you don't hear about nearly as much anymore. It's still big,
Yeah.
but it's definitely quartered down to its niche. It's
True.
players talk about it. The vast majority of people don't really anymore.
It's pretty much just the memes occasionally, and that's yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Like, wait, I see a Mogus in the chicken sandwich.
I thought that was Abraham Lincoln.
I saw him the other day too.
Wow,
He was chasing vampires. He's
what?
waiting for Morbius to hit theaters.
That makes sense. What do you think George Washington is doing right now?
uh, Watching Disney's Hercules.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that actually all done and said, now we can get into our actual Smashtopia with Ninjabread Man. Hey, look, the
Waiting this
showcase is
moment my whole
actually
life.
done now. Oops.
I just wondered, like, did you think you spent too much time with Burrito Bison and you're just moving on?
No, I
I'm
just
saying
legit forgot. Probably
Wow.
because I spent so much time on Burrito Bison that made me just forget. But, that's
But
what
when you talk it,
happens
yeah, when you talk about pepper gummy, I just don't know how you can top it. But you go sideways with the big hammer.
with a habanero.
So, yep, habanero. I like me a habanero gummy.
I bet you like
Um,
habanero lumpia, I bet.
I actually put habanero sauce on my lumpia. Yeah.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. Alright, so Ninjabread Man. We have Ninja. He's a gingerbread man. For me, the way I approached this character, I kind of only took the ninja. I didn't even look at the game's source at all. Really. Like I watched it, but then I ignored everything to come up with my own ideas because the game just didn't have anything to it, anyways, and I didn't really want to deal with that shit. And then when it came to being a ninja, being a gingerbread man, I leaned more hardcore on Ninjabread Man and candies, and ninja stuff was just kind of secondary for me and how I approached this. And the part of the reason I did that was because we don't have anything else that's really candy in Smash, or that's potential to be in Smash that would be a focus on candy. Whereas, ninjas, we already have Greninja and Sheik, and there's a lot of other ninja characters that could theoretically get this back at some point, from Impa to Ryu Hayabusa, and so many goddamn more. I'd rather focus on the candy for mine. But what about you? How'd you approach this monstrosity?
I turned him into a mutant warrior from the underground.
Which
He's like
underground?
Spawn made of gingerbread.
Oh, that underground.
But not,
So not the Grand
I
Underground from the Sinnoh remakes.
No.
Oh, okay.
It would just be like
The CD Underground with the hand.
Yeah.
That makes
the hand. Sense. Master Splinter's there.
Kingpin.
Toru was there.
What about Haku?
So, yeah, and Hong Kong Fooey too.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Ninjabread Man. Okay, I watched the game. I researched a little more than I wish I probably would have otherwise. And I happened upon a video online that showcased a lot of unearthed material for Ninjabread Man 2.
Really?
Where they were really, yeah. I remember Unseen 64, I believe it's a major channel. And they detailed all these different weapons and styles of combat that were apparently going to be in this game. I did not take directly from that. I was inspired by that. So you see a lot of candy elements in my moveset, but you also see a fair amount of, this is a candy adaptation of something that a ninja might do.
Gotcha.
So that's where I took it. And looking at my notes right now, I can see we're going to have an explosive beginning right from the start.
You know what? We just might.
But
wait, by the explosive beginning from the start, are you meaning taunts or are you meaning standard special?
Oh, I mean the entrance.
Oh. Well, let's go ahead and get into that then.
Okay.
What do you got?
Like a cold stone fox, like he's Shaft. Ninjabread Man comes walking out of an explosion of candy.
Okay.
Sword in hand, he just kind of sheaths it into place as he's walking forward in slow-mo with candy exploding behind him, like an action hero.
Okay.
And I came up with that on the spot because I actually didn't write anything down for my notes, and I was like, hey, that'd be funny.
All right. So my entrance, there's also an explosion, but not of candy. You see a pink and blue cotton candy-like smoke, because from a smoke bomb that ninjas like to do. And the reason why I have pink and blue cotton candy is because I really wanted to have cotton candy somewhere in the moveset, but it didn't work out, so I just put it here. And so there's this smoke here, and then all of a sudden you just see a sword get swung through it, causing the smoke to dissipate away and revealing Ninjabread Man waiting to fight.
That's neat. I think I like that better because it was made in more than 2 seconds.
That said, I mean, if we
It's
have a
not
character
neat.
someday that's just like there's fireworks being set off from behind, I might need to revisit my Henry Fleming from Codename Steam.
Okay.
Have fireworks be
sense.
setting off behind him as he steps out onto the field. Wait a minute. What did I even do for his entrance animation when I made him? Because that's an old moveset I did.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Like a 2017 or so.
Yeah. He just flies onto the stage majestically as he's being carried in by an eagle. Okay. I honestly I don't know what's
That's
better
pretty good.
because those are both fucking good.
That's pretty good.
Shit.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll have to do fireworks for another character someday. We'll figure
Like,
something
do,
out.
do a Lincoln one, and then there you go.
Lincoln's in that game, but he's not playable, sadly.
Mhm.
I don't think he is.
John Henry, maybe.
That's my assist trophy from the game. But
Oh,
still,
yeah,
maybe,
sure.
possibly. But anyways, Kirby hat.
Mm-hmm. I just had so there's two possibilities. I wrote them both down.
Yeah.
Either Kirby just takes the bandana, or Kirby becomes Ninjabread Man's head.
Let's see, I considered both of those, actually. But
Mhm.
then I decided, headband, we have so many that are just headband. Well, actually, we don't have so many that are just headbands, but Ryu is a headband, Snake is a headband plus facial hair. And I also considered having Kirby's body become like, gingerbread, but still having Kirby's facial features. But that felt weird. And I also don't like ones that
Yeah.
do that, because then it's like, okay, if you have multiple Kirby's on the field, how are you telling them apart very well? It's the same problem I had with Game & Watch's Kirby hat. But
Yeah,
Game & Watch, you kind of... There's not much you can do. But what I decided to do instead for Ninjabread Man's Kirby hat is that for this one, Kirby's eyes and mouth will change to be made out of frosting, just like Ninjabread Man's.
Yeah.
Instead of him becoming gingerbread or whatnot, just like he gets the frosting eyes and the frosting mouth. It's like, fuck yeah, that's great. I love it.
That's horrifying and perfect.
Yeah. Also, we forgot to
just
say
look his
which
eyes.
entrance we were going to go with. I know you
Oh,
said that you thought mine was... Okay, mine, okay. What about Kirby hat?
I mean, if you agree.
I don't disagree.
Kirby hat, yours.
Okay.
It's the least typical and it works.
Alright. Now we gotta go into the taunts and victory poses after this. So, first taunt, what do you got?
This is going to be the most normal thing that might happen tonight with this character.
Oh, God.
It's really not that crazy. Ninjabread Man takes a piece of the collectible candy that you see around the stages in his game and throws it into the air, catches it in his mouth, and eats it.
You know what's really funny?
Drops it to
I almost had a taunt that did that, but with 3 pieces of candy.
Oh, nice.
Instead, I had Ninjabread Man pull out a chocolate bar that has the Smash logo on it, and he just messily just eats it like a child, and it leaves behind that chocolatey stain around your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. You're starting to see the moveset and where this might go with yours too.
All candy.
So for my second one, we may need to pull up a reference for this.
Okay.
To forewarn you. So what you're about to see on your screen is a little picture of Ninjabread Man just kind of nonchalantly looking kind of sideways towards the camera. But you look at his smile.
That's a smile?
It look almost, yeah, it practically looks like a duck face grimace. So anyway, Ninjabread Man looks straight towards the screen, almost as if he's staring into your soul. And he makes that duck face that he's doing in that image, and he bows towards the camera.
Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. My second taunt. For this one, this is also gonna be very simplistic. Ninjabread Man's headband is gonna like slip down just enough that it's like covering one of his eyes, and so he has to quickly readjust it and put it back in place on his head. That's
Well,
all.
congratulations, you gave him more character than Data Design Interactive did in 30 minutes of gameplay.
Hey, look at me. I'm a game dev. No, I'm not. I wish, honestly.
Look at me, I can't even do a duck face. No, I can't. So, final taunt for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ninjabread Man takes out of his pocket his ninja mask, and he puts it on, and the mask will stay on until the taunt is used again, which will prompt him to take it off, or it could be knocked off by a hard enough hit to his character. But the catch here is that the ninja mask looks precariously like another character who may have been visiting Candyland in another era of the.
I was gonna ask
multiverse.
if why not a Zool mask.
Uh-huh. Yep. Just
All
copyright
right.
issues.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's Zool. It is Zool. I mean, he looks like Zool when he puts it on.
Okay.
And-
All right. So my last taunt, I had no idea what the fuck to do. I was just like, nothing I could find or think of as an idea sounded remotely interesting to me. I just couldn't think of anything. So I just threw in as a joke that I fear that you might just go like, fuck it, we're doing it. Ninjabread Man is gonna dab.
What the?
I didn't know what else to do. I don't know.
That is awesome.
I ran out
That
of
is
ideas.
awesome.
I had an hour before we
There's-
were going to record, and I was like, I don't have a third taunt. Fuck it. We're going with the
There's a
meme.
billion characters. There's a couple of characters like Waluigi and some other one that I forget that we were going to consider this for, and this might be the time to do it. But we'll revisit this. We'll
Wait,
see.
did we?
I don't think we ultimately chose it.
If
But it
if
was
it was
fun.
suggested, it would have been one that you suggested. Because I know for all of you, I remember suggesting breakdancing.
Mm-hmm. And I think breakdancing was the one that was included because of DDR Mario Mix.
Oh no, he does. That's what we get. That's his side taunt.
Oh my god. I forgot that we... Okay. Well, choose the crowd, huh?
But he doesn't breakdance. Apparently, we didn't give him the breakdancing.
Weird. Ninjabread Man.
So
does
that's the
And
new
break his
taunt.
legs.
That idea for Ninjabread. It's now breakdancing instead of the other thing.
He can do that other meme that the kids do these days where he, like, puts a shot in his arm. He's like, ooh.
I don't know that.
Most of our viewers will, so they'll support it.
I don't. Okay.
Like 2 of them. Okay, so breakdancing
Anyways.
Ninjabread Man.
Yeah. Anyways, victory poses are next. So what you got?
Okay, so you observed the 2021 Marvel Cinematic Universe film Black Widow.
Of course. Is
So
he doing the
Ninjabread Man
superhero
falls
landing?
from-
I considered that
Yeah.
as well at one point.
Ninjabread Man falls from the sky and performs a Black Widow-esque battle pose, the superhero landing, while smirking towards the camera.
Nice.
He's Ninjabread, so he kind of barely sticks his landing. There's a little bit of a wobble, but he does it.
All right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
For my first one, you see Ninjabread Man drinking out of a small glass, drinking a small glass of milk, and of course, you know, as it does, he's like behind like a little milk mustache above his mouth, which he then has to wipe away with his arm.
Nice.
He's instead
I
of
remember-
cookies and milk, it's a cookie drinking milk.
Mm-hmm. God. I remember these moments as a child when I thought that I was a cookie drinking milk.
I bet you do.
Nowadays,
Last night.
yeah. Moo moo. So, that was pretty good. The second one sees the camera zoom in towards Ninjabread Man's face
Mm-hmm.
as he winks before shooting a minor moveset thing. Before shooting a well-timed kunai, candy kunai made of peppermint, at the camera with a slingshot. So it breaks the glass and makes it tip over.
Hold the fuck up. He uses a slingshot to launch a kunai. Why doesn't he just throw the kunai?
Because he uses a slingshot in the game.
What? I thought the... Okay. Sure.
Yep.
Whatever. My
Yep.
second one is that he's
Yep.
holding a present. It's a gift box. And he's just like, oh my god, I have a present. I'm going to open it. And he opens it. And you know what's inside the present? A brand new copy of Ninjabread Man 2 for Wii U.
Is there really?
That's it. That's what I wrote down.
Do it. Holy
We knew we were going wild with this shit.
May as well have Ninjabread Man, the prequel on Virtual Boy. Okay.
Ninjabread Boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is my breaking meta kind of thing right now, and not in the Facebook kind of way either. So, Ninjabread Man performs a cyclical action motion with his katana before sheathing it. You know, like ninjas do
Sure.
in action movies. So he's like, which would probably look cooler if it weren't for the severe lag distorting it. So it's getting chopped up, it's in slow-mo, and it's like referencing the many copious game-breaking bugs in Ninjabread Man.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
For mine, I actually took a teensy bit of inspiration from what's he called? Karate Man? I think that's what it's called in Rhythm Heaven. So, you know, in Karate Man's minigame, he's always doing like that 1-2 punch a lot of times to kind of knock things away. So, Ninjabread Man, he's going to be doing a quick 1-2 punch towards the right side of the screen, just as a candy cane is being tossed at him, and it gets broken by the second punch. Following this,
Nice.
Ninjabread Man will face towards the screen and bow.
Nice. With a duck face.
With a face.
Yeah.
Alrighty though, so that's our taunts, that's our victory puzzle. We gotta figure out what the fuck we're going with.
Yeah, we do. What a time to be alive.
Yup.
Looking at what we fast track here, hard to say.
Hard to say.
So we have the bowing in a taunt and a victory pose.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I enjoyed the showcase of my screenshot, what a time that was for confusing people. I feel like it might work better for your victory pose.
Okay.
At the same time, is that victory pose going to end up being chosen because we have 5 other options?
Fair question.
Uh-huh. So, I don't know. What are your preliminary thoughts here?
I mean, I really like the Ninjabread Man 2. I like that one. I think it's very fun. It's a nice little meta joke. And we know that that's a game that will never happen. And then I also...
resurrected on Kickstarter.
I also like the one where he's eating the chocolate bar. I just think that's like a really fun thing to do.
Sure.
And he can kind of look like he's all kind of like losing frames and goes a little bit choppy. Kind of like, honestly, kind of like how Wario moves a lot, where it's like it feels... Wario's move in Smash has always bothered me. Because he's like... You know what I mean. Like, you see him walking, but he's only has like 3 frames to his animation. It's like his foot's here, but now it's here, and now it's here. It's like, what's with this shit? I think it's because of WarioWare. They decided to make it weird like that. I don't know. I've never liked it, but I can kind of envision like the chocolate eating animation to look like that.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. Yeah, I like the chocolate one as well, and I think it's more creative than the candy, because the candy is taken because of the game, and then I just kind of threw it into one of Mario's animations from Mario and Luigi. It's just
Mm.
eating candy in that game. So yeah, we can fast track that, and I think if we have the eating chocolate, we don't need eating candy.
Yeah, fair.
Um, Likewise, Ninjabread Man 2. Yeah, I like that too. That was a mind-breaking moment for me in this life of mine. So I appreciate that. Um, so I would say moving those two forward for the taunts and victory poses respectively, which still gives us two each to
Yeah.
choose between here. Um, so we're kind of going the slightly glitchy route for the chocolate, which might mean we don't need the katana per se. Of the ones that I did, uh, for victory poses for starters, the kunai one and the superhero pose one are both good.
That's right.
But
I want to make a superhero pose one. I like that one a lot.
okay, yeah, you can just imagine that character doing it and having
Yeah.
like a shitty.
I mean, that's something I had
Um,
considered too, and then I was just like, yeah,
yeah.
but I'm down for it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would like that just to kind of have a little bit of ninja with the bread, right?
Yeah.
Um, okay. So we got those two down. What do we want to do for that last victory post since we already gotten this far? We have the poke
Um.
mustache, two punch, and then we have the kunai with the zoom in.
Tell me your kunai one again.
All right. So the kunai one was where the camera's zooming in towards his face, and he winks at the apex of that zoom, like a second into it, and shoots a kunai with a slingshot towards the camera, so it breaks the camera glass and the camera tips over.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's drinking a milk mustache and 1-2 punch with the candy cane. Personally, I think it's between the 1-2 punch and the kunai because the milk mustache is good. It's also similar to chocolate.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. So between the 1-2 punch and the kunai, they're two very different things. I mean, they kind of accomplish the same idea of showcasing his ability,
Hmm.
kind of as a ninja. But which one is better?
Something I will say about what I have planned for my moveset is that while I do have peppermint
Mm-hmm.
being used somewhere, I don't have a kunai being used at all. So that
Got
could
it.
be a point for
Got it.
kunai.
True. True. It might be something we revisit after we hit the moveset too.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I do have the kunai in mind, and that's kind of where interesting. Um, Shoot. What do we want to do here? Do we want to make a decision just now, or should we move back to taunts? Or
I mean, sure. Let's look at taunts. Let's look at taunts
okay,
because
okay.
maybe
So we
we'll
have
move
chocolate.
something into the victory poses.
Got it. So chocolate's locked in for taunts right now.
Yeah.
We have the bowing with his smile, and then we have the Zool mask, and
And then
then we
headband
have his
slipping, break dance.
and break dance. Mm-hmm.
What was your wait? What
Right.
was your third
Right.
taunt?
Oh, it was the candy. We already mixed it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So breakdance, headband, Zool, bow. If we go with the 1-2 punch and a bow for the victory pose, we don't have to have a bow as a taunt.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking. I'm kind of thinking here. Headband falling, Zool mask, 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. And I agree because coming into the kunai thing, I mean it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's something less unique. We can
Yeah.
do it for ninja characters.
Any
per
ninja.
se.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any ninja or even just like any character, like a bruiser style character. It could be like a wrestler who does it or something. So,
Mm-hmm. A burrito
or a
bison,
boxer.
even.
Yeah. Yeah, have Zangief in the game, and there you go. You have him throw the camera.
The Red Cyclone.
Because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
I need to make a Zangief assist trophy. I feel like he'd be a very good choice. I mean, everybody knows what the move would be. It'd be his Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
But I should pencil that one down, actually. Where are my notes for that shit? There they are. New ideas
Everywhere.
tab. I wonder if I actually had him written down already. Probably not, but it does make sense.
Makes sense. It's a good one to just throw in there. One of those guys.
I don't have any Street Fighter characters in my short notes. Oh, that's because at the time I was only doing one per third party. That's why he's not there. And I had done Ken before Smash Ultimate added Ken.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What a time to be alive. Where Ken is in Smash with Incineroar.
Fucking Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
Never not better. Anyways, now we got our taunts and victory poses all settled out. We can finally get onto the moves. Which...
Oh, sweet.
Oh, boy. Oh boy. Oh, dear.
Ho, boy.
Yeah. This is going to be wild, I'm sure. I will say, with mine, well, at least at least 3 of my moves, while they are in places that they are in, they could easily move to other spots. Because actually, just like an hour before we started recording this, I rearranged some of them. To kind of think, mostly because one move I didn't want to do it the way I had initially envisioned. I had a better idea, so I had to rearrange the other ones, put them in different spots to make it work. But you want to go first for these as well?
Sure, may as well just continue that streak. So let's.
All right.
This will be an interesting juxtaposition.
Yes, it will.
Well, the standard special is the Candy Kunai.
Okay.
So in Ninjabread Man, the actual Wii title, one of the worst games of all time, according to a lot of people.
Sure.
And future cult classic after this episode. Ninjabread Man pulls out his trusty slingshot. So, I mean, you get a slingshot, you shoot in first person, you use the Wii motion controls, and it's terrible, like the aim is ridiculous. And I don't know why you're shooting kunai from a slingshot. Anyway. So
I thought he shot gumdrops. That's what I thought he shot in the game.
Too. I thought so, too. Maybe I forgot and my reading was wrong, but we're just going to roll with it.
We'll roll with it. We'll see what happens here.
We'll roll with it. Yep. So Ninjabread Man pulls out his trusty slingshot, and a pulsing red and green crosshair appears. So, unlike Poochie's Pup Toss, where, the reticle's free moving, and it goes up and down, and the reticle, or rather where the reticle's fixed, this reticle's free moving. So the player can select a placement within reasonable boundaries, kind of like how Yoshi's Island, Yoshi, you can kind of aim it within a certain frame and have that freedom of movement. So where the reticle lands is the general direction in which Ninjabread Man will shoot the fast-moving Candy Kunai, made of pure candy cane. Okay. Once the special attack button is unleashed. So you press and hold B, move it around, let it loose. It's sizable. It's pretty big. It's like the size of a Yoshi egg. And it can pack a decent wall up on first contact. Following this first kunai being unleashed, the special attack button... press the special attack button in rapid succession, like right after the first one's out, and he'll shoot 2 more in that exact same direction.
All right.
And that's that.
Okay.
Yep.
My move is called Holiday Blast. For this, Ninjabread Man is gonna pull out a large candy cane. He's gonna hold it like a shotgun. Just get that image in your head. Okay, got that. Now, when he uses this move, he's going to be firing out what's essentially like a shotgun blast of peppermint shrapnel that just comes firing out of this candy cane like it's a gun. It's short range because, like a shotgun blast kind of has like that blasting pattern. But you can also hold it down, which will change the cone of it to narrow the beginning of it down quite considerably, but it will shoot out farther and, still widen out as it goes. But you can either go for the really quick blast right in front of you, or a farther out blast that just travels a little bit more. And I say peppermint shrapnel. Originally, the idea was going to be that it was going to be peppermint shurikens, but I thought just the idea of just like bits of shrapnel that's peppermint would look a little bit better. Kind of like if you took a peppermint and you just smashed it with a hammer and all those little jaggedy pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I know it's like, why doesn't it have a
Nice.
shotgun? I don't know and I don't care. I just like the idea of him holding a gigantic fucking candy cane like a shotgun.
We may revisit that a little later.
Okay.
That's pretty great. That's
All
pretty
right.
great. Side specials taken from Ninjabread Man 2 concept art.
Sure.
So it's called the Banana Ring.
Oh, okay.
Ninjabread Man tosses his trusty foamy banana boomerang forward, the banana ring. So this is a piece of candy that's like a circus peanut that nobody likes, but it's banana shaped for some reason. And if this sweet treat connects with an opponent, it'll bonk him on the head, and it'll come flying back to Ninjabread Man. So functionally, it works like Link's boomerang, but it's faster moving and lighter hitting. But given its sticky candy properties, the boomerang might stick its landing all too well and stay on an opponent's person upon contact. So you're
Okay.
walking around with this banana ring on your head or on your body. If this happens, it's actually a nerf because Ninjabread Man can't summon it back until the current one is retrieved. So like run into the opponent and grab it, or it disappears, like the opponent shakes it off, or enough seconds pass. But
What does it do to the opponent when it's on them?
It sticks to them and makes makes it a little trickier to move. Like it slows them down a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My side special is called Licorice Lash, which is just such a great name. So for this one, he's just got like a whip of licorice and just whips with it forwards.
Nice.
Pretty simple, but and kind of fair something like you can compare it to the Belmonts. But if he's in the air when he uses this, instead of whipping forwards with it, he will instead use it to swing forwards, very much like a Spider-Man style web swing. He doesn't shoot web or anything. He just uses it to just swing forwards a bit in an arc.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
it's a good option for doing some damage, and obviously more damage at the end of it. But then if you need to do some horizontal recovery, Licorice Lash brings you forwards.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice. Which brings us into my up special.
Is it?
Which I call. No, it's not licorice, but it's close.
Is it Twister?
Yeah, no. It's like a nerd drove actually. It's
I mean that's licorice.
Yeah. True enough. It's called Candy Shot or Candy Rope. I couldn't decide, but it's again Ninjabread Man 2 is going to have a hook shot. So in some ways, it's actually
they were just trying to make Ninjabread 2 into Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting out of this. Okay.
Yep. So far, so he throws his candy rope upwards, so like lashing it upwards. And if he connects with a platform, the rope will stick, and he can instantaneously pull himself up, like Joker, like Byleth, whatever, right? If it connects with an opponent, though, Ninjabread Man will leap upwards. They're using the opponent as a bastion to throw himself from off of. So he's grabbing them, leaping into the air, and simultaneously throwing them towards the ground. Then remnants of that rope, because it's licorice, it's sticky, sweet. It can again stick on the opponent and temporarily ensnare them, like because it's a rope, and leave them unable to move until they can shake it off.
Okay.
And that's that.
See, Licorice Lash was initially an up special. That would have been just like your standard. Oh, it's it reaches for a platform and it pulls you towards that. Blah de blah. Pfft. I changed it because I didn't want that. But I didn't have the whole element of like being able to grab people and ensnare them or whatnot. So
Hmm. Yeah, we both had our ways to try and change it a little
Hmm.
bit.
My up special was originally the down special. Before I gave myself an argument for how it could work. This is Kawarimi no Ginger. It's the
Hmm.
classic ninja teleportation slash counterattack technique that they do. So, puff of smoke, shooting stuff up in the air. And for the most part, generally speaking, that could just be it. But if you use this move as a counter when somebody is hitting you, then while you're at the top of your jump, Ninjabread Man will send down a cluster of kind of various candies just like combined together with gum holding it all in one. And you see a couple red hots that are just like flashing because this is a bomb. It's a candy bomb. And he throws it down, and on contact, it explodes. So it's an AoE counter that sends him up into the air.
Nice.
Similar in essence to Greninja's down special, but with more vertical height, and you don't have any of the side tackling of it.
That is a way to make the typical counter not so typical.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool, and I like the name. God, what do you mean, no ginger? Like, holy
Yeah.
cow.
I had to
Thanks for
look
teaching
up what
that.
that technique was called. Because like I knew it was
Hmm.
something, but I couldn't remember the whole name. But I was like, okay,
Hmm.
Kawarimi, and then like he's a gingerbread man, so no ginger.
Right,
Instead of no
right,
jutsu or
right.
whatever it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be no jutsu, but I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, it's like the split body of ginger, which is pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
okay, my down special is Gumball Bomber. So, um, Ninja Bread Man. I mean, you mentioned gumball projectiles. So Ninja Bread Man is holding a seemingly innocuous gumball in his hand, and while holding this gumball, you can move left and right on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of loosely angle its descent. So it's like Snake's grenade, right? So once thrown, and once it makes contact, rather, the gumball explodes upon impact into a bunch of tinier gumballs.
Okay.
So it's gumball shrapnel. It's dangerously high impact, dishing out strong damage and knockback upon contact. The mini gumball shrapnel can travel basically a couple of Kirby's forward in any direction. So it's makes for an AOE blast zone, and trade off being it's a little easy to telegraph. The gumball moves a little slower than Snake's grenade. Um, Otherwise, little pieces of the gumball might break off too, and you might be able to eat them and heal yourself. There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So my non special is called Gumdropper. Now I should clarify. This is not gum like a gumball. It's
Mm-hmm.
those gummy candies, gumdrops. That's what this is based
Mm-hmm.
off of. It's two gumdrops attached together by probably another kind of like a small piece of licorice or a rope, but we're candifying it into licorice because sure, why not? So it's like a bolo. And Ninja
Nice.
Bread Man is getting ready to throw the bolo of these gumdrops, tosses it. If it makes connection with the character, hits them, damages them, sends them to the ground like tripping, but with damage, and they have to take a little bit before they can get back up, which can give you enough
Mm-hmm.
time to either get away from them or get up towards them and continue hitting them.
Nice. Nice.
Candy
It's, it,
bolos.
that's entertaining. Well, speaking of entertaining,
Hmm.
why don't we ring off the new year with something suitably enchanting?
Okay.
My final smash for Ninja Bread Man is called Baker's Dozen.
Oh. Okay.
So Ninja Bread Man, finally getting a little bit of your energy here, I feel, with more of a candy distinction. Because so far it's been, why not just do it with candy? And if it fits Ninja, great. Mine has been, let's work within the kind of confines of Ninja done for better, for worse with candy. This is a little different.
Okay. All right.
So, Baker's Dozen. Ninjabread Man takes a giant steel kitchen paddle. So you're thinking of like a wooden stove, like something you'd put a pizza on traditionally when you're cooking it.
A frying.
Um, yeah,
I mean, I put a pizza on a pizza pan.
that also works. That also works. Yeah, you look it up later. It's a steel kitchen paddle. You'll see it in like traditional
Just
like Hansel and Gretel, whatever. Um,
sure,
he gets that paddle and he slams it down into opponents. This is a cinematic Final Smash.
sure.
If it connects, opponents are taken to a cinematic. They find themselves the size of normal gingerbread men, set next to several unbaked gingerbread men on a baking pan. So the characters are looking around. They're noticing that there's other gingerbread men on the sheet, waiting to be baked because they're unbaked,
Mm-hmm.
and they're terrified by the figure looming over the baking sheet. And it reveals itself to be a very vengeful Ninjabread Man. And with a devilish smirk, Ninjabread Man lifts the baking sheet up with the paddle and sets them into the wood stove fire to leave them to bake. The cinematic dissipates, and the opponents are sent flying.
With a fiery effect,
anyone,
I hope.
with a fiery effect, yes. And anyone with over 100% damage is auto KO.
Okay. All right. I don't know why you have a history of disturbing Final Smashes. I don't know what the deal is, but I feel like it actually works in this case.
Yep.
And when you said Baker's does,
Yeah.
when you said Baker's dozen, two thoughts came to mind for me because it was like either okay, a bunch of gingerbread are about to come out and attack these people, or they go in an oven.
Yep. Yep.
All right, all right. For my Final Smash, I actually had a hard time coming up with something that I liked. So what I have is like, admittedly, it's kind of subpar, but it's called Sugar Storm. This is basically Greninja's Final Smash. He's going to dash forward with his sword, which is different than the startup for Greninjas. But he'll hit somebody, knock them up into an area of the stage. He'll just like keep on coming at them from different angles, hitting them with his sword. But it's just like an added little particle effect to it. The sword is dripping with sugar, so it's just like these little sugar things falling all over the screen. It doesn't do anything. It's just purely aesthetic. But I mean, it's basically Greninja's Final Smash, but with Ninjabread Man. I didn't have anything that I really liked for it, so that's what I came up with.
Nice.
That's the name Sugar
Nice.
Storm,
Well,
though. I also
I like
considered
it. I like
I
it.
also considered Sugar Slicer. And I was trying to
What's
do
funny
something.
is
I was
that
trying to do something with just like with sugar itself as a pure thing, but yeah, I either came up with that or just like having sugar literally falling down and doing something like a Peach and Daisy passive Final Smash. But I
right,
didn't
right.
like what I had, so I was just like, yeah, screw it. Maybe John will have something better. It's not like it doesn't work for
What's
the
funny is,
character, so
yeah,
it still
exactly.
fits.
What's funny is that you took more of a ninja aesthetic, and then I took more of the candy aesthetic
Yeah,
for that final
yeah.
thing. That's
I was amused by that as
that's
well.
funny how that works. Um, but we have one more move left before we're done
We
with this.
do the extra skill.
The extra skill. Um, so if you don't know what an extra skill is, you can look at previous episodes. We've talked about this.
It's essentially to boil it down to its simplest terms, it's a fifth special move that we just like to do because why the hell not? You activate it by pressing special button plus shield.
Yep. Many other fighting games have done it. I think Ultimate actually ended up doing it with a couple characters in the end.
Inkling, yeah.
So extra skill here. Ninjabread Man's extra skill is called Donut Wheel, and I will please request for you to bring the image up on the screen.
Yep.
So what you're looking at is a concept art from Ninjabread Man 2 Blades of Fury for the Nintendo Wii, which was unfortunately canceled in its prime. Yeah, really take that in. That's semi like official-ish artwork for a video game. Like, just look at it. I could do better than that crap.
You should.
They really took that frame of perspective in. Like, you can really see Ninjabread Man's confidence as he's whirling away from that donut.
Sure.
And is it like a fruitcake donut? Because that's what it looks like.
Honestly, yeah,
So
it kind of looks like it. That or it's an
that's at
M&M
least
cookie.
interesting. That too. Oh, there's a hole in the middle. Did Ninjabread
I
Man
mean,
gank it out?
you could make cookies and just like cut the hole out from the middle of them.
Yeah. So, with that being said, what we're looking at here leads into the extra skill. So, inspired by this lovely image, we're just going to pretend that it's a donut. Ninjabread Man jumps on top of one of these donut-shaped cohorts of his, and it rolls forward like a speeding wheel.
Okay.
He's riding it like Kirby would a wheelie, and I mean, it just gives him extra mobility. He's capable of jumping gaps with it, like an animal buddy in Donkey Kong Country. It steers fairly well for a donut. You can be knocked off, of course. When you're knocked off, the donut unceremoniously and sadly breaks apart.
Okay.
So you have to wait a few seconds to bring it back and whatever. And it becomes a bunch of little donuts that anyone can eat, potentially. Move over opponents fast enough, and you can ground them into the earth. Yada yada. There you go.
Okay.
But look at that. That's what it'll look like.
So it's essentially a more controllable version of like Jigglypuff's rollout, Wario's bike, those sorts of moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if anyone screams precision, it's Ninjabread Man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on. He's a ninja. Duh.
Look at that. Look at the gameplay. I mean, look at how fast he moves and all the contact correction that needs to be done. It's like the opposite of Bubsy 3D. Like, good lord. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. As for me, my extra skill is called Whipped Fluff. He just places a little thing of whipped cream on the stage. It's got that typical spiral that you would see when you have whipped cream on something. I guess I don't like whipped cream. It's stupid. But he puts it there, and that's all he does. But if an opponent makes contact with the whipped cream, it will kind of get all over them in a way that kind of like a Inkling's ink, except it'll be more like bits of fluff in different spots and not just like, oh, you're just colored on a cover. Originally, this is where the cotton candy move was going to be, but it didn't really. I couldn't envision the cotton candy working as well the same thing, whereas whipped cream fits the idea a little bit better. But when they have this whipped cream on them, their movement speed is slowed. Not to a considerable degree, but enough that it's definitely noticeable, and it will fuck up people's timing. I'm thinking that it slows them to about 0.8 times their normal speed. Well, I guess I should say 80% of the normal speed. So again, it's not like a timer would do to you. It's not like the timer item, but it's definitely not that it's like, this doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm. It's enough to mess up your momentum, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's just a trap that he
like,
plays out, and you want to try and get other people to run into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it, and I like that. It functions similar to Ink from Splatoon. That's true, but it doesn't look similar to it, which with whipped cream might be a bit.
And it would be a good tactic to use for like if somebody like a Jigglypuff is trying to use rollout. Be like, okay, sure, use rollout, whipped cream. That's gonna fuck you up.
Yep.
And it hangs around you for a few seconds, but if the character is moving around enough, they kind of like shake it off a little bit faster. But I would say they probably have it on them for a good. Actually, I need to look and see like how long Inkling's ink lasts. I wouldn't want it to be like the full length of time of Inkling's ink because that'd be too fucking long. But maybe like whatever is the halfway point. Because I was kind of feeling like 7 to 8 seconds, but I feel like it needs to be comparable in some way to Inkling's ink.
Right. Jigglypuff would say when attacked by whipped fluff, it would say, "Whipped fluff, whipped fluff."
Holy shit! So ink will disappear different, like smallest amount to largest amount, 5 to 20 seconds. Holy damn.
Jesus.
See, I'm going to say
Jeez.
7 to 8 seconds for the whipped fluff. And you can't get more of it to happen again. If you touch whipped fluff again, it just resets the timer essentially.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
All
Well, that's
right.
pretty cool. And now we have a moveset.
Yeah, well, we have two.
We have two moveset.
We got to make it one, and I think we're going to have problems.
Well, I can give you one right off the bat.
Okay.
Not to be presumptuous. The final smash should do we agree that maybe we can give the dark final smash a nod this time?
Baker's dozen.
Okay,
I'm in agreement here.
Finally get off this fetish. They can finally be done with this.
Hey, I mean, mine was just Greninjas, so
yeah,
I didn't expect to win the final smash.
Let's get it out of the way because this might be the only one that I win. To be honest with you, looking at the rest of this moveset.
Yeah.
Mine were fairly. This is what happens when you listen to what was her name again? Data Design Interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Data Design Interactive. Your moveset concepts were blatant ripoffs of the Legend of Zelda franchise and a little bit of the Mario franchise, but bad. And in so forth, copying your designs for Ninjabread Man 2, Blades of Fury, and bringing them into the Smashscape. We really didn't learn a whole lot that was unique besides it being candy themed.
Nope.
And you kind of suck, but really did try to give you a nod, and I'm really thankful that
that none of you are watching right now.
And I also like the picture of the donut that you did. That was pretty interesting. You can bring back the company as like a children's book manufacturer and put that into work.
The sad thing is that like a game about a Ninjabread Man is actually a really interesting concept, but they just fucking sucked. It's like what is this? All your games are trash. It's the same thing with a different world and a different character. They could have just all been one game. You could have made something.
Yeah.
But you're stupid.
Yeah. You know what I will give them is Ninjabread Man is a better concept on paper than Anubis the Second or Rock and Roll Adventure.
Yeah.
It's like that is more generic than the shit that I see on Brain Pop. Like, come on. If you want a kid's adventure, go to brainpop.com. Anyway.
Well,
or take part in interactive Yoshi fan fiction like I did when I was 8 years old.
After those
self-insert yourself
remarks that mean we will never be sponsored by digital fuck-ups.
They're dead.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe we can bring him back to life.
But man, we could have gotten to play Ninjabread Man 2, and we could have gotten him sent us a copy to review it. But now you've just ruined the whole thing.
Imagine if that gets on the market on eBay or something, and we buy it.
Honestly, if somebody actually no, it's a Wii game. I can't record the Wii very well. Damn it! I might be able to. Wii U has Wii U has a HDMI port, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody buys me Ninjabread Man 3, I will record gameplay footage.
Ninjabread Man 3?
No, for the Wii, I said.
Oh, for the Wii. Okay, that works. Data design.
But I ain't buying it myself.
Me either. Just thank you for making a character in a game that makes me feel the same way as I felt.
Thank you for giving us content
on the NES, and also this episode. It was great. So this episode may be your greatest accomplishment and legacy.
That's fucking sad. Jesus.
Thank you so much. Well, that being said,
moveset.
That was a fun interlude. Okay, moveset. There are striking similarities in some of these moves. It's funny, even though we went to different directions,
Mm-hmm.
we still accomplished some of the same things. Like Candy Rope and Licorice Lash are similar. Gumball Bomb and Gumdropper, not Gumdropper, but elements of Kawarimi no Ginger are similar. And Bomb and Holiday Blaster have similar elements as well with the shrapnel.
Yeah.
That being said, how do we move forward with this? I have my thoughts fairly pronouncedly, but I also want to hear from you on this first.
My thoughts are a little bit complicated in that I love Holiday Blast. I love the candy cane shotgun. It's like the image in my mind is just amazing.
Like something Arnold Schwarzenegger would do.
I love the idea of being able to like swing on a piece of licorice. It's kind of Spider-Man style. Kawarimi no Ginger, I'm a little bit less attached to. But Gumdropper also just like nothing is like that in Smash. Like a bolo type attack. It's like, okay, long range, you try to hit opponent, knock him
That's
down.
cool.
Like that's it. Like I like that one a lot too. Whip Fluff, I'm kind of it's an interesting idea. It's a different kind of move, but I'm not as attached to that one either. But Holiday Blast, Gumdropper, and Licorice Lash, I like the three of them all so much.
Yeah. And so do I. And to be honest with you, I went on that rant partly because I think
I kind of felt that's what you were doing. That I thought that's what you were doing there. Saying like your concepts suck. I made moves based off of them, but we're not using them because your concept sucks. Like, is that what he's about to say? That's what I thought you were doing.
that's what I wanted to get at because my moves nice. There's elements that are
fine.
interesting. The banana ring with the slowdown, the gumball with the shrapnel. The candy rope has a little bit of an extra flair. Candy kunai in a reticle situation for some reason is interesting. But I do think with yours come with more of the spirit of the holidays and would really make Santa's belly rumble if we were at least to choose maybe 3 of them, if not all of them.
I also have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the name for it right now. What was your boomerang's name again?
Banana ring.
That was
also
tweak this a little bit, but extra skill. Put that on the extra skill. Banana. It's a banana sundae. Now. It's a banana sundae boomerang. So it's got the banana. It's got the whipped cream. And you throw it, and maybe it doesn't ever come back. Maybe just like unless it doesn't hit somebody. But if it hits somebody, maybe it always sticks to them, and it applies. Probably a shorter term slowdown because it's a range attack, just to add a little bit of fairness to it. Combine those 2 elements together, and for the extra skill.
Very good, very good. I like that idea.
Maybe we can still call it
that donut. Yeah, it comes off the tongue easily.
Yeah,
and you can still get the same thing accomplished. Who cares if you get a little bit of chocolate and whipped cream on that banana? Your mama don't care, and neither do I.
Yeah.
And as for the donut, the scary donut and that concept art, we'll find another way to use that. I would make a donut enemy and put it.
Make it an item. Make it an item.
Oh, and ride it around. Okay.
Yeah, why not? There's no item like that.
You know, every bit of Ninjabread Man content we can make, I mean, I support it. Let's like if Smashtopia Wiki has like 20 Ninjabread Man submissions.
There's not enough content in Ninjabread Man to create 20 submissions.
Is that a new challenge?
There's like 2 enemies in the game. There's a character that's a stage, and we just bullshitted an item from concept art of the second game that never got made. That's about all you can do. That's not a challenge. That's a statement of fact.
Yep. So, I guess we have a moveset.
Do we? The regular special moves? Because we didn't solidify that. You said let's pick at least 3, but then we never picked. Because I jumped
Yeah,
into the
this
extra
is the big
skill.
use.
Because my
Here,
problem is like
this is my
the ones I like the most are Holiday Blast, Gumdropper, and Licorice Lash. Up special I'm
Mhm.
most attached to, but your up special is essentially Licorice Lash, but utilized normally, like most of those kind of lash
Right,
type moves are.
right, right. So yeah, this is what I have proposed. This is the full extent of my rant at
Mm-hmm.
case. The final smash and the extra skill, Baker's dozen and banana ring, some nods to my concepts. The rest, Holiday Blaster, Licorice Lash, Kawarimi no Ginger, and Gumdropper, should be the moveset.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What was your down special again?
The Gumball Bomb functions like a grenade, has shrapnel similar to Holiday Blaster.
Okay. I was trying to think of something to mix in more of your stuff in it. Like I was trying to think of like how I can turn Licorice Lash into a up special, and I was thinking like make it be a Licorice like the normal Lash if you just press them, but holding it will let you do the Spider-Man swing. But then it was like okay, now
Right.
side special needs to be something we've already kind of combining Banana Ring onto the extra skill. Uh, Gumdropper could be a side special, but then what would be the new down special? I was thinking maybe the bomb work, but it does sound a little too similar.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm
Dang.
fine. I feel at peace with myself and at peace with Data Design Interactive this fine day. And if I really feel like in the future maybe these moves can be put to the test somewhere else with another character, we'll just make Ninjabread Woman.
I'm also trying to wonder, it's like swapping or splitting the whip fluff and the banana ring apart, but then we don't want to have 2 slowdown moves, and I don't know what else to apply to either of the other to make them be unique. So I'm
Precisely.
trying to think of something to work to like preserve more of your stuff, but
I think that we move forward because remember my stuff is also Ninjabread Man's official stuff, and it speaks to Ninjabread Man himself that we're not choosing a lot of his stuff.
fair enough. Maybe if we ever get a
And to
sequel
be
and they
honest with
introduce
you,
another character, we can give him those moves.
Baker's dozen is all that I cared about out of this entire set. So
Ninjabread
I'm pretty happy
Master.
with that.
Whoever taught him these techniques can have that move set. There you go.
I don't even think there's anyone in that training dojo. It's just like,
Isn't
oh
there?
yeah,
I
just go
thought
do
like there was a character though. I thought there was.
Oh, okay. Well, we can make them.
I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick. Also, you said that this would be the most famous thing that Breadman gets. No, Game Grumps played the game. That has us beat.
Nice. Not for long.
I mean, I think it has us beat forever.
Wait for the collab.
I don't think they know who we are.
One
Game
day
Grumps,
they
if
will.
you know who we are, prove me wrong, because I really don't think I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, just what would you do if you saw Lister right now?
Oh,
Game Grumps
another
are
one of their
saying,
games was
Notorious.
Mythmaker's Trixie in Toyland, I think. They had a toy theme to it as well. I thought that was the name of it, but maybe it wasn't. Yeah, I'm not
Sounds
finding
terrifying.
anything with a picture of like. I thought he had like I thought they showed like in the training dojo there's a character, but maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
Not. Maybe it was Memorex. Ninjabread Man, what a pleasure this has really truly been.
Yeah.
I-
But we have a little bit more to discuss about this character though.
Yeah, we do.
Special
We do.
abilities, special techniques. I think it's plain and simple. Wall jumping.
Well, yeah, wall jumping. How do we feel about crawling for this character? Should he crawl?
Eh.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, wall jumping it is.
All right.
And besides that, I guess we're talking alternate costumes now, right?
We are, and the only thing I really had for like, I guess there's two potential ideas. One, just change the bandana and the little belt to different colors with these costumes, and keep the cookie the same. Or I don't know. Can you make the cookie be different kinds of cookie? Like, can you have one like a chocolate chip? Can you do a snickerdoodle? I don't know how that look. Those are the only two ideas I had.
So my ideas verged on changing the banana as well.
The banana or the bandana?
Oh, maybe both.
Oh.
So I actually listed a few, and they're fairly simple and non-offensive. I went with a holiday theme, Christmas theme. You have your default. You have uh, a blue bandana with a Yeti insignia, similar to like the one from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Uh, or an elf insignia, a star, a mistletoe, a snowflake, a reindeer, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and jingle bells. Switching between blue, green, yellow, pink, purple, orange, black, white, and silver and gold.
Okay. Sure.
And that's the thing that that's what I did.
Fuck it. Why not? It's better than what I had.
Yeah, why not? For once this episode, and then we just have a home stage.
Okay. Yeah, and the home stage is Ninjabread Dojo.
Ninjabread Dojo, which I don't even think they called their own dojo. I think they just called it training ground.
I don't think they even call their world anything.
They called it Candyland.
Well, I can't do that because that's Burrito Bison's home stage.
Yep.
Because that's where the gummy candies are from in that game.
Yep.
And it's a better game than Ninjabread Man.
Most games are, I hear. Maybe E.T. and that at odds.
Yeah. But I think that's it. Everything to discuss on Ninjabread Man. We knew coming into this one, it was going to be very wild and weird, and you have something to say.
Oh, do I? I made some Ninjabread Man fan art on the spot for you guys.
Oh God!
So this is Ninjabread Master. He looks like Ninjabread Man, but he has the aura around him that signifies that he's mastered the arts of mystical kung fu, and he also has a long beard. I'll find this and sell it for $50 on the Supercast Brothers eBay page. So if anyone wants this, just let me know. And actually, I will send this out. We'll send this out to whoever wants it for free. I will sign it. I will send it to Lister and have him sign it. Here's
Next time on Supercast Brothers, we've got a Smash or Dash episode for all of you. This one we're going to be bringing on a guest. It's going to be the return of Kelly Jelly, which also means the return of the Kelly Jelly special. We'll be doing four more characters that Kelly has created and put on the Smashtopia wiki. And we'll be debating between them, not in a battle royale this time around, but between them, who would we smash and whose hopes we dash? If you want to try and guess what character we're going to be focusing, you can always go to the Smashtopia wiki yourself and look up what characters he's made, because they're all there. So, there's that. But until then, we will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Ganbare Minasai.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and everything else holidays that I don't know and can't even. I don't know. Enjoy this time of the year and whatever you do during it.
Eat lumpia.